Reproduction, you can see this. The fertilized egg develops into fetus. It is not happening in one stretch. It takes a lot of months. In the sense, many cells need to get multiplied. After that, many cells need to get differentiated or matured to make the various organ. Right. So be competent to understand and say the message very nicely. Now, if we're talking about the 9 months, as I already told you, is divided into trimesters: first trimester, second trimester, and third trimester, right? So understanding the key stage and factors influencing pregnancy is essential for both healthcare providers and expectant parents, right? So if we're talking about the fetus development or zygote development into embryo, is having many stages, as I already told to you. This happens after the implantation, right? So the fertilization is nothing but the beginning of pregnancy or beginning of gestation. Okay. Sperm cells penetrates the egg. Now only we discuss few questions and the concept there we narrated. The sperm cells, once it is touching the egg, immediately meiosis 2 is getting completed. We already told you secondary oocyte is a structure which is getting developed into ovum. Who is the mother cell for the ovum? Secondary oocyte is going to become immediately no. It is going to become ooted. What do you mean about ooted? Immature egg. So secondary oocyte is also called as what? Mother cell of the ovum. So this oocyte is going to become ooted. The ooted is going to become ovum. The hidden sentence we need to bring it for each and every sentence, right? The genetic material of the two parents' gametes are getting fused to make a zygote, right? The zygote is formed because of the fusion of the two different cells. That means the two single N cell is going to become 2N. What do you mean about 2N? Zygote. I am a zygote. I am, okay, here I am symbolized with 2N. Okay, again back I'm saying zygote is symbolized as 2N. In this context, I am calling me as zygote. When I am symbolized as 2N, what happens exactly in terms of chromosomal calculation? The parental complete set of chromosome is there in the zygote. Parent complete set of chromosome is there in the zygote. Okay, there is a message is hidden behind 2N of the zygote symbol, right? Be very careful. So sometimes they will say 2N cell which is formed because of two fused N. So now we are coming for the embryonic development. In the embryonic development, basically zygote undergoes multiple division, forming blastocyst. Blastocyst is attached to the uterine wall or inner layer of the uterus. Blastocyst is getting attached to the uterine wall. Uterine wall means endometrium wall. Okay. So the blastocyst carrying many number of blastomeres, if it is getting attached to the uterine wall, we are calling that as implantation, right? The trophoblast develops into the placenta. So the trophoblast is getting developed into the placenta means, again back, a lot of hidden sentences are there, right? So we know very well the zygote after getting implanted over the placenta. Zygote after getting implanted over the placenta. I'm keeping the placenta as P and then this ball as zygote. Okay, the zygote and the placenta, if it is getting interaction, if the zygote is getting implanted over the placenta, then the trophoblast will be developed. The trophoblast will be developed, right? So, as we already told you, the nutrition exchange, hormone production is taken care by the placenta. This placenta also supports the gaseous circulation, and the fetus is releasing a lot of waste material which is getting away from the fetus body of the uterus to the mother blood system. So the mother blood excretes the waste of the fetus. So fetus excreta or waste material are taken away by the mother blood. There is a hidden meaning behind the trophoblast. Trophoblast, it is already they given here nutrition exchange. Then who will do the gases exchange? Then who will do the excretory material removal? Same placenta. Same placenta is doing this work. The third trimester, in the last half of the pregnancy period, what happens exactly here is the major organs are formed. Major organs are formed. Okay, one is heart, another is brain, another is limb are formed. Here, if you're talking about all these organs, okay, or if you're talking about the first four, in the first 4 weeks, the heart is complete, the heart formation is complete, heart formation is completed. So the fetus is highly vulnerable, okay, for the teratogens, okay, that causes the birth defect. Can you give an example for that? For example, I'm a pregnant woman, I am taking certain narcotics, or I am taking certain carcinogenic chemicals with the costumes. When I am taking the costumes, when I'm taking the carcinogenic chemicals inhalation, when I'm moving across industrial area, so I'm having the maximum probability of getting a teratogen chemical exposure to my fetus, like this the pregnant woman is saying, right? So this teratogen, one example you told industrial waste, one example you told industrial exhaust, having harmful gases mixture. Okay, when we are getting exposed to the chemicals of some few fruits, we know very well we all eat papaya, right? So papaya is good for the health. Of course, the papaya should not be taken by the pregnant woman, right? But because papaya is having papain, papaya is having papain. The papain of papaya is very problematic in terms of destructing the embryonic tissue. Papain of papaya destructs the embryonic tissue. That is the teratogen, right? Now we are coming for the second trimester. In this second trimester, what happens exactly here is 13 to 27 uh, constitutes the second trimester, means week. 13th to 27th week is constituting the second trimester. The fetus experiences the rapid growth, of course. That means the maximum development and many organs are formed when the fetus is getting developed. Okay, here the mother feels the fetus movement for the first time in the second trimester. That means in the second 3 months, not in the first 3 months. In the second 3 months, the baby movement will be experienced by mother, right? Now, if you're talking about the third trimester, okay, includes this week 28 to 40 weeks. The fetus major organs are fully developed in the third trimester, and it gains weight and preparing the delivery. So you know very well the fetus pressure on the internal organ makes the uterus to contract, make the uterus to contract. So the uterus contraction is facilitated by oxytocin at the maximum. So to bring the effective oxytocin is very important for the uterus contraction to happen when the mother is in a labor period, when the mother is in a parturition period. So that we are going to discuss as a next important chapter, right? Okay, now I think so you all understood this message. Okay, what a classic embryonic development you are seeing here in this in the first month, how the baby is looking like, in the second month, how the baby is looking like. Okay, in each and every month, how the baby is getting developed. Like this we are observing in the mother uterus. When I was like you, okay, at the time, I used to see what is this exactly. This is umbilical cord. This is umbilical cord, where I given the red square symbol is umbilical cord, right? So umbilical cord is giving the nourishment to the baby, and what is this exactly denotes? This umbilical cord, where it is arising from? It is arising from placental tissue, which is a nourishing structure, and also what all the other function it does, we already narrated for you in this 3 trimesters. Okay, trimester 1, trimester 2, trimester 3. So first month, second month, third month, like this, 9 months, like this we are narrating for you. Now we are entering into next important subtopic. Before that, we will finish the factors affecting pregnancy. So, prenatal care. Regular prenatal checkup are essential for supervising the health of the mother and the fetus. Early detection and management of the complication improves pregnancy outcome. We know very well the prenatal care means in the sense uh, we need to take care of the mother, blood checkup, urine checkup, physical checkup. If you are examining as a doctor, we come to know where there is a deviation from the original rhythm of the mother and the fetus body function performance, where it is getting lag, where we are finding the defect. Like this, we can understand the nutrients like folic acid and supplementation is essential for the fetus development, right? So we know very well vitamin B9 is nothing but folic acid. Also, we used to call as folate, right? So this folic acid is very important for supporting the mother metabolism. So why we need folic acid? Okay, folic acid is required for metabolism. What metabolism? Here folic acid activates the nucleic acid, nucleic acid manufacturing enzymes. I'm an enzyme. I manufactures nucleic acid. So I'm activated by folic acid. So all folic acid is very important for the fetus development. Okay, there is a minor explanation. Why we need folic acid? Why we need iron for making hemoglobin? How you symbolizes the hemoglobin? HB denotes what hemoglobin. For making the hemoglobin, I require iron. For making the RBC, we require folic acid. As well as for activating the enzymes of the nucleic acid, we require folic acid. Folic acid, we also used to call as folate. Folate, right? Folate. Okay, the maternal malnutrition leads to the developmental issues. I am taking a lot of animal food, but all the nutrients should be given to the particular mother for getting a effective fetus. Okay, balanced diet, not only vitamins, not only minerals, not only ions, not only proteins, not only carbohydrates, fatty acids, everything should be given in a calculated quantity as per the recommended daily allowances we used to call as, or BA is nothing but recommended daily allowances. Okay, the chart is given by the WHO, World Health Organization, which is followed very seriously for avoiding the malnutrition so that the concerned fetus will develop properly. Now we are entering into the lifestyle factors. Okay, smoking, ethanol intake, drugs intake on their own, the concerned pregnant woman should not take. Why? Because the strong antibiotics will kill the fetus. Okay, and then ethanol intake will bring the irregular heartbeat. Smoking is having nicotine. We know very well the nicotine as well as N-nitrosamine or the smoke will erode your inner nasal passage so that you will be getting the issues of cancer, right? So and we know very well this smoking chemical. Whenever you are smoking, we take nicotine that diffuses with the blood of the mother and enters the fetus very fast. So and fetus will be in problem. So we should be very careful. Uh, why we need folic acid? Why we need iron? What is the impact of ethanol over the pregnancy? See, ethanol is causing a problem in pregnancy. Okay, in which way? How? When you're taking ethanol, okay, immediately heartbeat level goes up. Number one. Number two, the moment we are consuming the ethanol, uh, it goes from the stomach, maximum absorption than all the ingredients. For example, okay, from the mouth, the ethanol is getting reabsorbed very faster. So once it reaches the blood system, it increases the heartbeat. It increases not only the heartbeat of the mother, it also increases the heartbeat of the fetus. So that is why what we should be very careful in handling everything, right? So, so now we are entering into the important segment, which is nothing but environmental factors. As I already told to you, pollution causes issues. We know very well the concerned pregnant woman should have a proper aeration. That means a proper oxygen circulation, which will be given to the pregnant woman if the pregnant woman is walking um, practice from the seventh month. Walking practice from the seventh month adds a lot of advantages to the mother to bring a effective labor. Effective labor means without cesarean, without dissecting the uterus. The concerned mother can give the baby with a proper delivery, or else we need to go for cesarean for taking the baby. So for that, the concern proper for that the concerned pregnant woman should be taken care with a very good aeration, in the sense very good oxygen circulation, which will be achieved by proper exercise. Now emotional well-being, so stress, mental stress and mental health can affect the developing fetus, of course. So here we know very well the emotional support and stress management are important aspects of the prenatal care. So maternal stress, in the sense, the concerned woman should not be exposed to any of the psychological negativeness of the particular family issues. Okay, so that what they'll feel normal, they'll feel comfortable. They should have a proper hormone in their blood, so that what the concerned fetus will be developed properly, right? That is a message we need to understand. Now, before entering into the partition and lactation, we'll solve some few questions in the pregnancy and embryonic development. Uh, Here, we'll go to the question. After that, we'll come for worked examples. Which of the following stage marks the beginning of the pregnancy? Of course, fertilization. Of course, fertilization is the correct answer. Sometimes instead of asking fertilization, they will say syngamy. Okay, here implantation done. That is called as gestation or fertilization. From the phase of fertilization, we used to call as gestation. Fertilization is completed means gestation started. Gestation started. Okay. Implantation is the second phase of successful fertilization. Successful fertilization. So be very careful. In the third trimester, as I already told to you, medical termination of pregnancy is not accepted. Medical termination of pregnancy is not accepted in the third trimester. Why? Because it harms a particular female. Here, in the case of sex assault, here if we are encouraging the concerned female to go for medical termination of the pregnancy in the third trimester, it is more invalid treatment. Okay, it is called as more invalid treatment. So and now, so indirectly I told to you, okay, which is advisable, which is not advisable. That question also they mentioned the NCERT exercise in the third trimester. MTP or medical termination of pregnancy is not accepted at all, right? I think so. You understood this message. Now we are entering into the next important question. During the which trimester the fetus experiences most rapid growth and organ development? So here, any one of you can say this message in this class. So I will not say, you say. Can I see this? The second trimester is very, very important for the rapid growth. Why? Because in the first trimester itself, the heart is formed, limbs are formed, brain is formed. That we already told to you during the class hours, right? The second trimester, though the heart is well developed, though the brain is well developed, so brain will also control the most of the body tissues development by giving the hormone secretion and neural control, and heart gives very good amount of blood circulation so that the organ development happens more appropriately. That is the reason why the second trimester is chosen. So why second trimester is chosen? Okay, we are not here for reading the slide. Okay, why second trimester? Okay, why? Because very good blood circulation. Why very good blood circulation? In first trimester itself, heart is formed. Okay, what else we can say? Okay, brain is controlling. Where the brain is formed? okay, in the developing fetus during the first trimester. Where? In the uterus. For what for? For controlling the organ development. From where the organ development is happening? From the uterus. From the uterus. From the uterus, where exactly? From the developing fetus tissue. Developing fetus tissue. So we should be very careful. When, okay, same question is given in a other order. Okay, so that what we should be careful in saying all the message. Now we are entering into the next question. Here, what is the primary role of trophoblast during the pregnancy period? Okay, so the answer is the trophoblast is helpful for the implantation, right? Implantation is taken care by the trophoblast. Trophoblast. As we already told n number of time, the trophoblast is rich in blastomeres. Trophoblast is rich in blastomeres. Trophoblast is rich in blastomeres, right? Trophoblast is rich in blastomeres. Which is rich in blastomere? Trophoblast is rich in blastomere, and this blastomere, which is there in the periphery of the blastocyst. Blastocyst is a structure which is formed with many number of blastomeres. These blastomeres are very, very important for the implantation, and these blastomeres is the outer cover of the trophoblast. Okay, trophoblast. So we know very well the trophoblast is very, very important for making the blastocyst to get implanted. What do you mean about blastocyst? Having n number of blastomeres. This blastocyst, where it is coming from? It is coming from zygote. Okay, and this is the way we need to understand. And now we are entering into the fourth question for having a very good effective board practice. In this, what does the first trimester of the pregnancy typically ends? Okay, typically ends. Okay, here you know very well, it is very easy to say the 12 months. Okay, which among is lesser among all four options is 12 week. So choose 12 week, not every time. Okay, 12 weeks we need to keep in our mind, right? Okay, our 12 weeks. 12 weeks means in the sense we know very well after 2 months. After 2 months. So 1 month is having 4 weeks approximately as a mean we are saying, and then after the 2 months the first trimester is coming for closure, right? I think so you all understood this message. Now we are entering into worked example. Before that we'll go for tips for exam. So here fertilization, from fertilization to third trimester, what is the stage called? We used to call as gestation. Here, special attention to the critical stage of the embryonic development is organ formation. So here in the case of CBSE board exam, they will say when the heart is formed, when the limbs are formed, when the brain is formed, when the liver is formed, when the lungs is formed. Okay, so each and every organ in which trimester it is formed, we need to narrate. And then second thing is here gestation, I already told to you, fertilization, pre-fertilization, post-fertilization, okay, parturition, all this terminology we need to bring. That is the thing we told them, from fertilization to third trimester. The end of the third trimester followed by parturition. Fertilization to third trimester, gestation. So all these terms we need to bring for this sentence, and we need to think whether we are competent enough to narrate when they're asking the question in the exam or not. Like this we need to understand. Now we are coming for the next major point is be aware of various factors that can influence the healthy pregnancy. Nutrients. What nutrients I should not supposed to take being a pregnant woman? I should not take papaya. Okay, being a pregnant woman, to have a effective hemoglobin formation, I need to have a iron supplement. Instead of taking iron supplement, I can take the dates much more. Okay, and then here being a pregnant woman, how I can take the folic acids, cereals, pulses, nuts, all these things are rich in folic acid. So how to balance the nutrients to have effective fetus development, that we need to calculate with the RDA recommended by WHO that we already told you, right? So now understand the importance of the prenatal checkup. Okay, prenatal checkup. So prenatal checkup means here we will understand the baby position in the uterus. For that, we need to have a very good, well-equipped instrument setup. Means we used to do the scanning process. Okay, in the scanning process, what do you mean about scanning? I'm not understanding. Okay, here one is X-ray. That is one is X-ray, and other than that, CT scan. If it is more complicated, we'll go for MRI scan. So CT scan, MRI scan. Okay, all this scanning process will be doing depending upon the conditions of the pregnant woman. Now, if you're talking about the harmful substance, what to avoid, I already told you: smoking, ethanol, everything we discussed. So these are the tips for the exam, and now we are entering into the important segment, which is nothing but worked examples. In the worked examples, we know very well, discuss the factor that influences the healthy pregnancy and their importance. Okay, that we already discussed, right? Now, okay, so imagine you, a healthcare provider, a pregnant patient asked to advise on maintaining a healthy pregnancy. For this, the prenatal care, blood test, urine test, physical test, and the nutritional test. These are all things we discussed in the content. So this content will be asked in a rhythmic style.